Elliot Eastman was a 26-year-old from Heinsberg, Vermont, a small, quiet town with fewer than 600 residents. Life there was peaceful, but for someone like Elliot, it felt too uneventful. He had a passion for nature and adventure, and in late 2023, he finally set out to pursue it by traveling to the Philippines. His goal was to explore the country slowly, soaking in the culture and beauty firsthand. Not long into his travels, Elliot met a local woman named Carisha Jayla. Their relationship moved quickly, and they tied the knot just a few months later in July 2023. By early 2024, Elliot began sharing his new life on YouTube. His videos were simple, stripped of flashy editing or music, but that authenticity helped him build a modest but loyal following. Things took a sharp turn in May 2024 when Elliot and Carisha moved to her hometown, a remote beachside village in the Cebuco municipality. What seemed like a deeper step into a peaceful life would soon reveal itself as a dangerous miscalculation. The region, known as the Red Zone in the Philippines, is considered one of the most hazardous areas in the country, especially for foreigners. In the past decade alone, over 40 Westerners have gone missing there due to kidnappings, robberies, and violence. Elliot was fully aware of this. His YouTube bio even read, "I'm Elliot Eastman. I came to the Philippines about a year and a half ago, where I met the love of my life deep in the mountains of the Red Zone. I'm the first and only foreigner to have lived in Cebuco for an extended time." He mentioned the risks in some of his video titles, but that didn't stop him from building a life there. He rented an apartment, opened a small grocery shop by the beach, and continued documenting everything. There were moments when he felt unsafe. He spoke about hiding from aggressive locals to avoid conflict, yet he kept pressing forward. Slowly but surely, he was carving out a life until a tragedy struck on October 17, 2024. That evening, after streaming a few short videos throughout the day, Elliot had dinner with Carisha and her parents. Not long after, 4 armed men stormed into their home. They were dressed to resemble local police, likely trying to trick Elliot into cooperating. But he realized something wasn't right and tried to flee. One of the men opened fire, hitting Elliot in the leg and abdomen. Despite his injuries, they dragged him out and onto a speedboat waiting nearby. That was the last time Elliot was seen alive. Police responded quickly, launching a search operation, but by the time authorities reached the area, the boat was gone. The investigation stretched into mid-November. Eventually, the suspects were located, but a shootout ensued. 3 of the 4 were killed, and 1 was taken into custody. Sadly, by then it was too late. The surviving kidnapper confessed that Elliot died from his injuries while on the boat. To cover their tracks, the men had thrown his body overboard. His remains were never recovered, and Elliot was officially declared dead in December 2024. What remains unclear is why Elliot was targeted. The most straightforward theory is ransom. Carisha herself recalled a similar case during her school years. One of her Canadian classmates was kidnapped and held for $50,000. But there's also another theory. While running his grocery shop, Elliot reportedly began lending money to locals at 20% interest. That likely didn't sit well with an existing local loan shark, who may have seen Elliot as a threat and orchestrated the attack. Regardless of the motive, the outcome was the same. A young man's life cut short while trying to build something meaningful in a place he'd grown to love. His YouTube channel now stands silent, the remaining videos serving as haunting reminders of the life he once lived and the risks he ultimately could not escape. On July 17, 2025, shocking surveillance footage from Paris HMRI Hospital in Patna, India, revealed a cold-blooded execution that stunned the nation. The video shows 5 armed men confidently walking through the second-floor ICU corridor, heading straight to room 209 with disguises or hesitation. They moved with purpose, as if they belonged there, giving no sign of panic. Upon reaching the room, they pulled out pistols hidden in their clothing and stormed inside, where they opened fire on 36-year-old Chandan Mishra, a convicted murderer on parole, recovering from liver surgery. The gunman remained inside for about half a minute, then quickly exited, weapons still visible, while one lagged briefly before casually walking off. All 5 escaped without resistance, meeting a 6th accomplice outside and fleeing on 2 motorcycles. Mishra, who was due to return to jail the following day, died from multiple gunshot wounds. He had been serving a life sentence for the 2011 murder of businessman Rajendra Kasari, a killing he had openly threatened the day before it happened. Beyond that, Mishra had a long criminal record with over 24 charges, including extortion, kidnapping, and murder. Police suspect the hit was part of an ongoing gang feud. Mishra had once formed the Chandan Sheru gang with fellow criminal Aman Karnath, aka Sheru Singh, but the alliance collapsed over disputes about power and money. The fallout led to violent clashes, even behind bars. Authorities now believe the assassination was carried out by Taif Khan, aka Badshah, a known contract killer already wanted for illegal weapons possession. Though some suspects have been detained, no official arrests had been made when this footage emerged. The killing ignited widespread anger across social media, with many criticizing the lack of security and deteriorating law enforcement in Patna, especially in the wake of several recent killings. In March 2024, 22-year-old University of Missouri student Riley Strain traveled to Nashville with his fraternity brothers, ready to experience the city's famous nightlife. On the evening of March 8th, the group ended up at Luke Bryan's 32 Bridge Food and Drink, a popular bar in the heart of downtown.
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
But around 9:45 p.m., the night took an unexpected turn. Riley was asked to leave the bar for being too intoxicated. He told his friends he would head back to their hotel, but he never made it there. Authorities searched the city as worries grew, concentrating their efforts close to a dam 40 miles distant.
We keep going until we have absolutely nothing, no new tips, no traces of anything to follow up on.
I don't really know how we found it. I would love to say just dumb luck, divine intervention. It was just sitting there.
We're still here, bud. We're looking for you. We want to take you home for graduation.
2 weeks after Riley went missing, the search came to a heartbreaking conclusion on March 22nd, when his body was recovered from the Cumberland River. The first autopsy found no evidence of foul play, but a follow-up examination revealed that he had drowned, with high alcohol levels contributing to his death. His blood alcohol content was 0.228, nearly triple the legal limit for driving. Authorities ruled his death accidental. Riley's story now serves as a sobering warning about the risks of heavy drinking and the importance of sticking close to friends during a night out. Colombian adult film actor Yosten Mosquera was caught on surveillance footage dancing inside a couple's home just moments after brutally killing them. What happened next horrified even the most experienced investigators. Mosquera dismembered their bodies, stuffed their remains into suitcases, and fled. Every disturbing step was captured on camera. Mosquera, whose full name is Yosten Andreas Mosquera, first crossed paths with 71-year-old Paul Longworth and 62-year-old Albert Alfonso. Through his work in the adult entertainment industry, Paul and Albert had been in a civil partnership and shared more than 2 decades together. Though they had briefly separated, they continued to live under the same roof, bound by a deep friendship. Police described them as inseparable, each other's anchor in life. Albert grew up in Bart, a small commune in southwestern France, before attending a hotel school in Blairitz. He later moved to the UK, where he managed luxury residential properties in West London. It was during this time that he met Paul, a retired handyman. Their bond was cemented when they discovered they had both grown up in foster care. Friends remembered Paul as gentle and generous, while Albert was charismatic, witty, and motivated. Eventually, Albert left the hotel business to work as a swimming instructor and lifeguard. Privately, Paul had a side of his life known to only a select few. He engaged in extreme sexual encounters, some of which were filmed and shared online. Albert had been acquainted with Mosquera since 2012 through a shared interest in such activities. By 2017, Albert was regularly paying him for videos, though Mosquera's motives were purely financial. Between September 2022 and July 2024, Albert paid Mosquera a total of $7,735 plus $928 via MoneyGram. In just the first half of 2024, Mosquera earned $17,500 from an extreme adult website, uploading over 100 explicit videos and images. In 2023, Albert invited him to the UK, covering all expenses, and the two began a mutually beneficial yet transactional relationship. In March 2024, Paul and Albert decided to take a trip to Colombia, a destination chosen by Albert. While there, they met up with Mosquera and invited him to join their vacation. Photos from the trip show them laughing together on a luxury speedboat, completely unaware of the dark intentions building beneath Mosquera's friendly exterior. After the holiday, Mosquera returned to the UK with Albert, but his greed had grown. By early July, he had begun researching their financial finances, and how to kill without leaving evidence. On July 8, 2024, he put his plan into action, bludgeoning Paul to death with a hammer and hiding the body. He then lay in wait for Albert, who arrived home unaware of the danger. While the two were engaged in sexual activity on camera, Mosquera stabbed Albert repeatedly until he died. With both men dead, Mosquera went to the bathroom, washed away the blood, and began dancing and singing, disturbingly calm in the aftermath of his double murder.
Somebody's just snapping. That's somebody that has planned to kill one of them at a pool, hide his body, wait for Albert to come home, then go on to have sex with Albert in quite an extreme fashion. And then at the point that he decided to then take Albert's life as well.
This was immediately after murdering two men inside their London flat. With both victims dead, Mosquera began searching for money. He first tried and failed to transfer funds from Albert's computer. Then he headed to a cash machine, withdrawing money directly from Albert's accounts. But instead of fleeing, he stayed. What followed was among the most disturbing sequences imaginable. Mosquera dismembered the couple's bodies and brought in a chest freezer to store portions of their remains. Detective Chief Inspector Ali Stride later described it as probably the most traumatic, harrowing murder investigation I've dealt with, by virtue of that video and the fact that it took place during their sexual activity in their own home. The rest of the remains were packed into several suitcases. Mosquera then enlisted outside help. One man he hired had a van, which he used to drive Mosquera and the luggage more than 116 miles to Bristol, near the Clifton Suspension Bridge. There, Mosquera dumped the suitcases and fled. Not long after, a passing motorcyclist filmed him running away from the scene. Meanwhile, one of the suitcases began leaking blood, prompting horrified bystanders to call emergency services immediately.
Suspension Bridge.
What's the emergency?
Right, we're going to need some police up here quite urgently, I think. We had a gentleman up here who was dragging a case behind him. The case of the wheels are broken and what have you. He said there's car parts and what have you. It's got to be funny, the case is broken and it looks like it's really heavy and there's blood coming out of it. The guy with the case has run off. We're now with the case, it's blood. We're convinced it's blood.
The address on one of the discarded suitcases quickly led police to Albert's flat in the Shepherd's Bush neighborhood. Inside, investigators uncovered all the evidence they needed to tie Mosquera directly to the murders. After 2 days on the run, he was financially tracked down and arrested. Following a trial at Woolwich Crown Court, Mosquera was found guilty of double homicide. Benjamin Partardoon, known online as Warner the Goobermeister, was a popular creator in the niche world of YouTube poops, a form of internet humor where existing clips, often from cartoons, are remixed into chaotic, surreal, and absurd edits. Over time, his work gained him more than 8.7 million views and a loyal following within the YTP community. But after uploading what would be his final video on December 21st, 2021, Benjamin disappeared from the internet without explanation, leaving fans to assume he had simply moved on. The reality was far more tragic. On January 27, 2022, his older brother Chris tried repeatedly to reach him but couldn't get through. Concerned, Chris contacted police around 8 p.m. to check on him and their parents. When officers arrived at the family home, the lights were on but no one answered the door. After knocking several times with no response, they forced entry and walked into a nightmare. Inside, they found Benjamin and his parents dead from gunshot wounds. What at first could have seemed like a robbery gone wrong was soon revealed to be a murder-suicide. Investigators determined that Benjamin's father, Gregory, had shot both his son and wife, Deborah, before taking his own life. The news stunned Benjamin's audience. He had never spoken publicly about problems at home, making the discovery even more shocking. Later, Chris launched a GoFundMe to help cover expenses and to share more about the family's struggles. Born in 2005, Benjamin was diagnosed with autism early in life, making it difficult for him to socialize in person. Homeschooled from a young age, he began uploading videos to YouTube at just 8 years old, in search of friendship and a sense of belonging. Behind the scenes, the family was dealing with mounting hardships. Deborah lived with nerve damage from an accident, while Gregory had been left barely able to walk after his own crash. On top of that, they faced worsening financial problems. Chris believes his father's pride and reluctance to ask for help may have played a role in the tragedy. Though Benjamin's videos appealed to a specific niche, his humor and editing style left a lasting mark on those who discovered his work. In the wake of his death, fans have honored him by creating new content in his style, keeping Warner the Goobermeister's legacy alive. On February 8th, 2013, in the quiet town of Bunburn, Victoria, Australia, 42-year-old mother of 5 Lauren Whitehead walked into the local Woolworths around 4:55 p.m. She picked up a bottle of water, a pen, and a card, then seemingly vanished without a trace. CCTV captured her final moments in the store, but what happened afterward has puzzled investigators for more than a decade. Witnesses claimed they saw Lauren getting into a red Ford four-wheel drive shortly after leaving, one she was known to own. The same vehicle was later spotted near her home over the following weekend, quickly becoming a key focus of the investigation as authorities worked to identify and question the driver. Years later, the case took a surprising turn. In late 2024, armed with new intelligence, detectives searched the Shelford bushland, about 20 kilometers from Bunburn. They even drained a farm dam, hoping to uncover evidence, but despite the effort, no significant discoveries were made. Today, Lauren's disappearance remains an unsolved mystery. Police continue to urge anyone with information to come forward, determined to bring long-awaited answers and closure to her family. On the afternoon of Tuesday, January 17, 2023, Westgate Street became the scene of a shocking daylight murder. 18-year-old Raymond James Quigley was fatally stabbed in what authorities described as a gang-related attack carried out by two 19-year-olds, Alfie Hammett and Joshua Howell. At around 3:15 p.m., Hammett, dressed in gray joggers, rode his moped from Larkhill Rise, Rushmere, St. Andrew, to Ipswich, where he parked in Bishop's Hill. From there, he walked through Alexandra Park to the grounds of Suffolk New College, where he met Howell. Howell had left his home on Wellington Street at 2:35 p.m. and walked for more than half an hour before arriving. The pair, both wearing face coverings, moved toward Westgate Street, where Quigley was with friends. Surveillance showed the two searching through the busy street crowd before closing in. Hammett went straight for Quigley, stabbing him repeatedly, 4 times in the torso, twice in the chest, and once in the abdomen. Howell chased one of Quigley's friends, who managed to escape into a shop. Despite his severe injuries, Quigley staggered away, desperately seeking help before collapsing inside a nearby store. Witnesses and shopkeepers rushed to assist him, and emergency services arrived quickly, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The entire attack unfolded in broad daylight, in full view of pedestrians and under the watch of numerous CCTV cameras. Afterward, the attackers fled in opposite directions, swapping clothes along the way in an attempt to avoid detection. Police quickly pieced together the suspects' movements using surveillance footage, witness statements, phone records, and vehicle tracker data. 4 days later, in January 21, officers arrested Hammett in Ipswich and Howell in Oxfordshire. The investigation revealed a violent gang rivalry as the motive. Quigley was a member of OTM, Only the Money, while Hammett was aligned with rival gang Third Side. Howell was linked to IP3, an ally of Third Side. Prosecutors alleged the two were acting on orders from fellow gang members to target Quigley. After a 5-week trial, both were convicted of murder, possession of an offensive weapon, and, in Howell's case, threatening someone with a firearm. Hammett was sentenced to life with a minimum term of 24 years, while Howell received life with a minimum of 20 years. Harley Dilley was a 14-year-old from Ohio who ran a small YouTube channel under his own name. He started the channel in 2013 to share his passion for gaming, especially the sports game Madden, and occasionally he posted vlogs where he spoke candidly about whatever was on his mind. For Harley, these uploads weren't just casual hobby videos. They served as an outlet, an escape from the difficulties he faced in his personal life. Harley had been diagnosed with high-functioning autism and a positional defiant disorder, conditions that often led to tense and heated arguments with his parents. These conflicts sometimes escalated to the point where he found himself in difficult situations. In one particular telling moment, he uploaded a video titled "I'm Scared," explaining that he had been locked out of the house following a dispute with his mother.
Hey guys, what's up? It is Harley Dewey. Probably one of my worst days in my life. I was at school and I was science test. I finished it and my computer says 1% battery left. So when I get to the next class and I put it on charger as quick as possible, but it didn't charge. None of the computers would take a charge. So I took it back and I had to fill out a complaint, and that's one of the most expensive parts of the computer. And my mom said she's not paying anything. We argued for about a good 5 minutes. Then she snapped. She said she was gonna call the police, and she said she already did. And she locked me out of the house. So right now I'm outside. Yep, the house is locked. It is 3:30. I haven't ate anything, and I still haven't even got to get my work done. My mom's gone. She won't answer the phone.
There had also been claims that some of Harley's family members were physically aggressive toward him. Still, despite the tension at home, he remained a cheerful teenager who wanted nothing more than to play Madden and grow his YouTube channel. Tragically, his dreams came to an abrupt end on December 20th, 2019, when Harley went to school and never came back. That morning had started off on the wrong foot. He was still upset from an argument with his parents the night before after they refused to replace his broken smartphone. He didn't want to go to school, but his mother Heather woke him early and convinced him to go after more back and forth. He left just before 7 a.m., but somehow never arrived at school, and he didn't return home that evening. Harley had vanished. Shockingly, his family didn't report him missing until nearly 43 hours later, at 11:50 p.m. on December 21st. They explained that Harley had stayed overnight at friends' houses before without telling them, usually after an argument, and they assumed this was another one of those times. But they were wrong, a fact that became more apparent as days passed with no sign of him. The only early clue was a blurry security camera image showing Harley walking towards school. That was it. As the investigation stalled, the FBI and other agencies joined the search, distributing posters nationwide and offering an $18,000 reward. Tips came in, but none brought results. Until January 13th, 2020, over 3 weeks after he went missing, investigators were recanvassing the area near his home when one decided to check a vacant summer house directly across the street from the Dilly residence. The home was locked and showed no signs of forced entry, but with every other lead exhausted, they obtained a key and went inside. The ground floor was empty, but upstairs they spotted a maroon puffer jacket identical to the one Harley was last seen wearing, lying on the floor, along with his glasses. Both were coated in dust, suggesting they had been there for weeks. Above them was a small chimney vent used for heater exhaust. When an investigator reached inside, his hand brushed against human hair. Officers quickly dismantled the wall, revealing Harley's body wedged inside, arms raised above his head. The autopsy indicated he had died the same day he disappeared. From the position of his body, police concluded Harley had likely skipped school and tried to hide inside the vacant home until afternoon. Unable to find a way in through the ground floor, he climbed a roof using an antenna tower, spotted the chimney, and saw a short drop inside. What he didn't realize was that chute didn't lead to a fireplace. It narrowed into small vents. Once inside, his chest was pressed against the walls, making it impossible to breathe. His jacket and glasses likely slipped or were pushed through the vent in an attempt to free space. He slowly suffocated, trapped with no way out. While authorities ruled it a tragic accident, some of Harley's online followers were unconvinced. They pointed to supposed inconsistencies, like his jacket being photographed hanging from a door in one image, and questioned whether his shoes matched the ones recovered. Police explained that the jacket issue was due to an inexperienced investigator accidentally moving evidence, but conspiracy theories persisted. Regardless of the speculation, the loss was devastating. The YouTube community had lost a kind, passionate creator whose life ended far too soon. On October 22, 2020, 55-year-old KPMG executive Alan White set out on what should have been a normal early morning routine in Dallas, Texas around 4:40 a.m. He left home and drove to the LA Fitness on Haskell Avenue for his workout. An hour later, surveillance cameras recorded him leaving the gym and stopping at a nearby racetrack gas station. At roughly 6 a.m., he filled up his black Porsche SUV and briefly went inside the store. This would be the last confirmed sighting of him alive. When Alan failed to return home, his husband Rusty Jenkins became alarmed and reported him missing. 5 days later, on October 27, police located his Porsche about 15 miles from the gas station. The SUV was undamaged, but Alan was nowhere to be found. The search continued for months until May 13, 2021, when surveyors working near Paul Quinn College, less than a mile from where the Porsche had been discovered, came across human remains in a wooded area. The Dallas County Medical Examiner identified them as Alan White and determined his death was a homicide. Despite extensive investigation and a $20,000 reward offered by his family, no arrests have been made. As of May 2023, no suspects have been publicly named, and Alan's loved ones remain determined to find the truth and seek justice for his killing. Over the years, extreme sports have seen their share of danger, but few stories are as heartbreaking as that of Caleb Moore. Born on August 28, 1987 in Wheeler, Texas, Caleb was daring from a young age, climbing a 10-foot pole by himself at just 4 years old. His love for risk took shape when his father bought 3 ATVs for family outings. Though intended for fun, Caleb and his brother soon turned the quads into a competitive outlet, eventually mastering them on the Texas racing circuit. He quickly made a name for himself, securing podium finishes at major state competitions like Texas Motor Speedway and Moser Valley. With his talent evident, national attention followed, and a sponsor, BC Vault, took him under their wing. They introduced him to the world of action sports films, and from there, Caleb's rise was unstoppable. He became known globally for his ATV tricks, especially his signature backflip. Always chasing new thrills, Caleb shifted his focus to snowmobiles in 2009 after watching the Winter X Games. Backed by his father and brother, he learned quickly and began performing snowmobile backflips, earning bronze in freestyle events in both 2011 and 2012, and catching the eye on networks like ESPN. Just before the 2013 Winter X Games, Caleb was preparing for a whirlwind year of competitions across the US, Argentina, France, and Russia. In January, he arrived in Aspen, Colorado, ready to go for gold. On competition day, he felt confident and eager to impress a crowd of 15,000. His performance was thrilling. He nailed multiple stunts, including a double backflip, and with only 30 seconds remaining, he prepared to finish with a tsunami indie flip, a complex trick that had secured him high scores before. Everything seemed in place, and Caleb had executed this maneuver countless times. But in a heartbreaking turn, the stunt didn't go as planned. As he launched the snowmobile into the air for the final flip, Caleb under-rotated the trick. The machine's nose slammed into the ground, hurling him forward as the snowmobile flipped over and crushed him on impact. He lost consciousness instantly. Though he managed to stand up with assistance and assured everyone he was okay, he collapsed shortly after being taken to the medical tent. Doctors discovered internal bleeding near his heart that caused irregular rhythms. He was rushed to another hospital for emergency surgery. Tragically, just minutes after the transfer, Caleb experienced respiratory failure. His brain went without oxygen for 20 minutes, leaving him in a coma. On January 31st, 2013, he was declared brain dead. That same day, his family made the devastating decision to remove him from life support. In August 2021, the quiet town of Moab, Utah, was shaken by the tragic murders of newlyweds Kylan Schulte, 24, and Crystal Turner, 38. Known for their adventurous spirit and love of the outdoors, the couple was last seen on August 13 at Woody's Tavern in downtown Moab. That night, they told friends about a creepy man camping near them in the wilderness. When they failed to show up for work the next day and couldn't be reached, friends grew worried. On August 18, a friend searching for them made a heartbreaking discovery: their bodies, found at their campsite in the La Salle Mountains. Both women had been shot to death. For months, the investigation brought few answers, but in May 2022, police identified Adam Pinkusiewicz, a former co-worker of Turner's at a local McDonald's, as a prime suspect. Pinkusiewicz had reportedly shown hostility toward the couple and left Moab shortly after the murders. He took his own life in September 2021. Investigators later confirmed he had privately confessed to the killings, sharing details only the killer could have known. By December 2022, authorities officially closed the case, concluding Pinkusiewicz acted alone.
I can't believe it's over. I'm floored. I mean, did this clue really come in on my clue booth? Was it just a hate crime, you know? I mean, he hated the two lesbians that own the restaurant. He hated the fact that these lesbians appeared to him to be getting preferential favors.
The Moab community still grieves for Kylan and Crystal, remembering them as free-spirited, deeply in love, and always happiest when exploring the outdoors together. Nicholas Siriger was a 28-year-old YouTuber with two passions: longboarding and dancing. His channel, Sunspeak, featured nearly 80 videos of him doing both, but his ultimate goal was to make it as a professional dancer. By 2017, he had moved to San Diego with his friend Austin to chase that dream. The problem was that neither of them had much money, and California's rent was far beyond their reach. With no other choice, they decided to live in tents or in random abandoned trailers around the Salton Sea. Once a thriving tourist destination, the Salton Sea had turned into a toxic, abandoned wasteland over the years. For Nick and Austin, that meant free living, but it also carried dangers that had nothing to do with the environment. On the night of September 9th, 2018 at around 2 a.m., those dangers came calling. The two were asleep in their tent when they were startled awake by a piercing scream coming from the tree line nearby. Fearing trouble, they decided to ignore it and go back to sleep, or at least that's what Austin thought. At some point after Austin drifted off, Nick decided to investigate the sound on his own. When Austin woke up the next morning, Nick was gone. He searched the area and found Nick's flashlight lying just a block from their tent. Alarmed, he contacted police. A search turned up some of Nick's belongings: one boot, his pants, and a knife sleeve. His other boot, wallet, and keys were missing, and there was no sign of him. Then days later, things took an eerie turn. Austin returned to the same spot he had already checked, only to find Nick's shirt and hat lying there, items that hadn't been there before. Someone had likely placed them there after the initial search. Who that person was remains a mystery. Nick's family set up a website with all available information and offered a $10,000 reward for any leads, but the case remains cold. With so few clues, theories are scarce. Some online speculated that Austin may have been involved, but police found no evidence of foul play. For now, all anyone could do is wait and hope that some unexpected discovery will finally reveal what happened to Nicholas Siriger. His YouTube channel still sits abandoned, a frozen reminder of a life and dream cut short. In July 2024, 36-year-old Cardiff mother Charlene Hobbs vanished under mysterious circumstances, leaving her loved ones desperate for answers. To spark new leads, South Wales Police released CCTV footage showing Charlene shopping at a Morrison's local in Adamstown on July 23, 2024, just one day before she disappeared. The investigation has been exhaustive. Over 1,000 hours of CCTV footage reviewed, more than 250 addresses visited, search carried out in derelict buildings, waterways, and open terrain. 3 people were arrested in connection with the case, but have since been released on bail. As of August 2025, Charlene is still missing. Local residents continue to hold weekly searches, urging the public to stay involved. Her family and friends remain hopeful, pleading for anyone with information, no matter how small, to come forward. In April 2024, what began as a joyful celebration turned into devastating tragedy when a reckless driver crashed a child's birthday party. That Saturday, Kristen Siegler, a mother and longtime employee of the Swan Boat Club, wasn't there in her work capacity. She was hosting her 3-year-old son's birthday in the club's pavilion. Over 80 guests were invited, including friends, family, co-workers, and their children. The atmosphere was full of laughter and excitement. Kids played in bouncy castles, enjoyed games, snacked on treats, and painted while adults mingled. By 3 p.m., everyone gathered to sing happy birthday. The birthday boy blew out his 3 candles and cupcakes were passed around. Moments later, the unthinkable happened. An SUV traveling at 44 miles per hour suddenly appeared near the club and barreled straight into the building. The impact sent some victims into the next room while running over others. The driver, Marcella Chedister, a local resident and fellow club member, stepped out of the vehicle, seemingly unaware of the destruction she had just caused. The air filled with dust, debris, and chaos as no one yet knew the full scale of the disaster.
Can you come with me just for a second? Okay?
Guests frantically searched for loved ones as the scene inside the Swan Boat Club descended into chaos. Screams filled the air as people tried to help the injured out to safety. Some worked together to push the SUV in hopes of freeing those trapped beneath it. Emergency crews arrived within minutes, tending to the wounded sprawled across the pavilion floor. When police approached Marcella Chedister, she appeared disoriented and unable to walk without assistance. A man helped her to her feet as she calmly explained that she must have blacked out due to her seizure disorder. She claimed she couldn't remember a thing. But behind the officers, the devastation was plain to see. Paramedics working on victims in critical condition. 15 people were rushed to the hospital with severe injuries. Among them, Diane Medina, a Swan Boat Club employee, Leah Stiff, the birthday boy's cousin, Mariah Dodds, her 12-year-old son, and another 14-year-old boy. Several required multiple surgeries and remained hospitalized for weeks to months. Then came the most heartbreaking discovery. 2 of Mariah's children, 5-year-old Zane and 8-year-old Alana Phillips, had not survived. Mariah's last memory before the crash was walking the children toward the bouncy castle. The Swan Boat Club had been a cherished gathering spot for decades. Marcella herself had deep ties to it. She and her husband had wed there, and she had once served as the club's commodore. But on the day of the crash, her actions told a different story. Earlier that afternoon, Marcella visited a local bar with friends, having what she claimed was just a single glass of wine before returning home. CCTV showed her leaving her house, clipping a neighbor's car, then accelerating toward the club at 44 miles per hour. During questioning, she insisted she had parked and gone inside the club's bar before the crash. However, a breath test at the scene told another story. Her blood alcohol content was 0.18, more than double the legal limit. Further investigation revealed she had purchased alcohol that morning, and home surveillance footage captured her carrying bottles into her kitchen throughout the day. Marcella was arrested and charged with multiple counts, including second-degree murder for the deaths of Zane and Alana. Even while out on bail, she stuck to her seizure story in interviews, but the evidence was overwhelming. A jury found her guilty on all charges, and she was sentenced to 25 to 50 years in prison.
Guilty of murder in the second degree of Zane Isaac Phillips. Count 3. Guilty of operating while intoxicated or operating while visibly impaired, causing the death of Alana Grace Phillips.
I never meant to harm those children when I was involved in the accident. And the only thing that I can say is, I'm so very sorry.
When a young woman called 911 in January 2021 to report that a man was trying to break into her Ohio home, police arrived on the scene and 2 cops were shot.
911, where's your emergency?
Hi, can you check my location?
Do you know where you are?
I'm on Summit Street.
You're on Summit Street?
Yeah, by the Kent State building.
Wait, are you? Okay, man, are you on campus or at a house?
No, I'm in an apartment. There's I was on babysitting.
Okay. I need to transfer to the city of Kent. Okay, if you're in an apartment, stay on the phone with me. Do not hang up. Okay.
Okay.
911. What is the address of your emergency? Okay, what's your address?
This is Kent State. All she can tell me is she's in an apartment on Summit Street. She's not sure her address.
Okay. Somebody's trying to get in.
What'd you say?
You said somebody's trying to get in? See what? Ma'am, are you able to tell me where you are?
It's 96 East Summit Street.
East Summit Street, what was the number? Ma'am, are you able to give me your numbers again?
330-541-3217.
Rapid SOS is showing 1596 East Summit Street.
Yes. 1596?
Yeah, that's what Rapid SOS is showing.
Ma'am, who's trying to get in?
Please, thank you for waiting. Please help me.
200-250. I have an open 911 with a female whispering. I thought I heard her say someone's trying to get in. 1596 East Summit Street. Ma'am, what are you hearing?
In the house. He's in the house.
938, you're around 802.
Help me, please.
We've got officers on the way. I'm sorry, who did you say was trying to get in? Is he in, or is he trying to get in?
Please help me. I'm trying to get out, but I couldn't.
You're trying to get out, but you can't?
I tried, but I'm in a crawl space. Please get in. Please help.
Okay, is he holding you inside against your will?
Please.
He is? And what is your name, ma'am?
Please help me.
Okay. Ma'am, I have officers on the way. Give me the guy's name again. I could hear you a little better that time.
Yes, Dave.
Dave?
Yes.
Are there any weapons?
No.
I'm sorry, you faded out. Say that again?
I can't talk here, something.
Okay. Just keep the line open, okay? Is he still in the room with you, Kenzaya? Negative. She whispers every now and then. Right now she's quiet. Kenzaya, is he still in there with you? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The officers are there. Kenzaya, do you think you're able to get to the front door at all? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is he in the garage? Are you guys downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs in the bathroom. Door's locked.
You're in the bathroom? Is he downstairs as well?
Yes.
Is he downstairs?
The police is here. They're here.
2:30 for a checkup. Copy. Shots fired. 200 calling 96 traffic. Copy. We need everyone. Ma'am, are you there? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
Crystal Matt hasn't answered yet. I want you to stay put until I tell you, okay?
I am. I'm not going anywhere. Oh my God.
copy. 300, you copy for 1400.
At around 8 a.m., Kent police were dispatched to a home in the 1500 block of East Summit Street near Loop Road in Kent, Ohio. Upon arrival, 2 responding officers were immediately attacked by the suspect, 40-year-old Dante Dixon of Cleveland Heights, who was armed with a handgun. Investigators later learned the 911 call came from a 14-year-old babysitter who was inside the home with a 1-year-old child at the time. Dixon was reportedly known to a resident who was not home, but his exact intentions remain unclear. During the confrontation, Officer Lenny Kuna, a 5-year veteran of the force, was shot in the hand, and Officer Kyle Ackland, a 7-year veteran, was struck in the chest. Ackland's life was saved by his bulletproof vest. Dixon was shot in the abdomen during the exchange but continued to fight and resist arrest until multiple officers subdued him. Dixon, who allegedly has an extensive criminal record, underwent surgery before being booked into the Portage County Jail on charges of aggravated burglary and felonious assault on police officers. His bond was set at $1 million. Both officers were released from the hospital, though the full extent of Kuna's hand injury is not yet known. In a statement, Kent police praised their bravery. These officers selflessly put themselves in harm's way to protect 2 innocent children from a gunman. We could not be more proud of officers Lenny Kuna and Kyle Ackland. In February 2005, 25-year-old Lisa Dorian vanished after attending a party at the Valley Halbert Caravan Park in Northern Ireland. On February 26th, CCTV captured her visiting Saltwater Brick Pub in County Down during the afternoon, then later entering and leaving the Lock and Key Pub, now known as the Groom Sport Inn. These images remain the last confirmed sightings of her. The case quickly escalated from a missing persons report to a murder investigation. Despite extensive searches and repeated public appeals, Lisa's body has never been found. Her handbag and other personal items were recovered at the Caravan Park, but there was no trace of Lisa herself. In February 2025, marking 20 years since her disappearance, the Police Service of Northern Ireland released previously unseen CCTV footage in a renewed bid for information. At the same time, Crime Stoppers announced £20,000 reward for any details leading to the discovery of her remains or the conviction of those responsible. 2 decades on, Lisa's loved ones remain without answers. Investigators believe someone still holds vital information, and they continue to urge the public to come forward, hoping to finally bring closure to a mystery that has haunted the community for years. On January 7, 2022, police received a 911 call from 3 people who said they had been dumpster diving when they stumbled upon a horrifying sight. Inside the bin, they found a newborn baby. His umbilical cord still attached. When officers arrived, they spoke with the individuals, who explained how they discovered the infant while searching through the trash. Their quick action had saved his life, but the most shocking part was yet to come. Investigators would soon uncover surveillance footage that provided a chilling moment-by-moment account of how the baby ended up there, revealing the disturbing details behind the senseless act. When officers arrived, paramedics immediately rushed the infant to the hospital, while investigators pulled the witnesses aside to get their statements.
Keep him warm. Keep him covered up. Keep him warm.
Do you know whose baby it is? Is it your baby? No. April, is it your baby? No.
No, it's none. It's nothing.
We were dumpster diving. Okay. Oh my God.
So who found him? Where?
Me and him.
They heard him.
He heard it first, and
I opened the bag, and I
I said.
When we stumbled into the boxes, we heard that.
What'd you hear?
Yeah, like I thought it was a little kitten.
And they said they kept hearing a whimpering noise. And then I said, let me see.
The 3 explained that they had been searching through the dumpster when they heard an odd noise. At first, they assumed it was an animal rustling around, but as they looked closer, they realized it was something far more alarming: a newborn baby boy, left alone in the trash. Without hesitation, they called the police, knowing every second counted.
Yes, we just found the baby in the trash behind what is it? Damn, I can't think straight. The hogs. Hey, Pepper, where we at? The mall. Hogs. Broadway. We're behind Hogs Mall.
Okay, I'm showing you 1218 North
Okay, behind the bar. The house is up there.
Okay. Is it closed?
Don't continue. Don't continue.
Does the baby have any clothes on?
Yes, it is making noise.
Okay. Do you have a blanket?
It is a boy. And he is still alive, I believe. He looks pretty good.
Okay. Do you have a blanket or something you can wrap him in? Do you have a blanket or something you can wrap him in?
Yes, ma'am. He was in a blanket. He still got his umbilical cord, she said.
Have you covered him in a blanket?
He is in a blanket, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is he crying?
He's whimpering. He was not crying, actually.
Okay.
As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered security footage that shed disturbing light on the case. The video revealed exactly how the baby ended up in the dumpster and pointed to a mother who had shown a chilling disregard for her own child, abandoning him as if he were nothing more than garbage. In the footage, 3 people are seen pulling what appears to be a black trash bag from the dumpster and peering inside. Moments later, they make a shocking discovery: the fragile body of a newborn baby. Without hesitation, the dumpster divers spring into action, freeing the infant from the bag and holding him close to keep him warm before immediately calling 911. But the security cameras revealed far more than the rescue. Hours earlier, another angle showed a white car pulling up to the very same dumpster. Behind the wheel was 18-year-old Alexis Ayla. Chillingly, the footage captured her wrapping her newborn in a towel, sealing him inside a trash bag, and discarding him in the dumpster as if he were refuse. Even more disturbing, the cameras recorded Alexis driving away without a second glance, leaving her helpless child alone in the freezing darkness for 6 long hours. Armed with this evidence, investigators now had a clear suspect, and their next step was to track down Alexis and bring her in for questioning.
I don't know what you're going through, if you're going through anything. We're all humans. Before me being a detective, I'm a father, son, and stuff like that. We're all human. It doesn't matter what rank we have or how old we are. All right, and that's why, I asked you to come out here and give me your side of the story. Okay, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to question you. I'm not here to accuse you. I'm not here to belittle you. That's not what I do. That's not my job. So my job is to investigate, and that's exactly what I'm doing. All right. So if you can, I would kindly ask you just to tell me the truth, and we'll go from there. Okay? So you want to tell me what's going on, or what happened today, or what led to this?
I don't. I mean, I can tell you, but I need you to ask, because then I can't tell you because I don't.
Right. Okay. So obviously I got confirmation that you were pregnant, okay? Right.
I found that out yesterday.
You found that out yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay. Obviously, okay. I spoke to some people, and I know that back in March, is when you spoke to some people, and you told them that you were pregnant. So you had prior knowledge, right? So I'm not gonna...
Back in March.
Right.
Alexis initially claimed she had no idea she was pregnant, insisting the pain she felt was from a previous accident, but investigators quickly saw through the lie. Medical evidence contradicted her story, and her timeline didn't add up. Even when confronted, Alexis didn't stop.
Obviously, you gave birth to a child.
Right.
I'm trying to find out where it happened, how it happened, or what led to that, and stuff like that.
I went to sleep, and then I woke up and I went to the restroom, and I was just trying, and then it came out, and I thought it was poop, and then it...
Okay. So you were where? At your house?
Yeah, I was by myself.
You were by yourself?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's not normal, right?
Right.
Okay, what happened after that?
I was in a panic. I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I was scared.
Okay. What'd you do after?
I cleaned myself, and I just left it where it was, and I was scared, and I was trying to call my mom, but I couldn't because I was so scared. I think she's gonna hate me.
Okay. What made you think that?
Just because I just turned 18. I haven't been 18 for a month, and I'm the baby.
Right.
I just left and I drove around and I just put it to where I put it.
Okay. Where are we talking about? Put it where? I mean, obviously I know where you went and you didn't put...
Right, like, I had the trash bag in the car.
Okay.
If you couldn't tell, the car is messy.
Mm-hmm.
But I put it,
So...
And then I put it in the bag. I took it to the car. When I was in the car, I had 2 trash bags. I took one with me, which is the one that I had, and then I put it again, and then I drove around and I didn't know what to do, and I just put it in there.
So, obviously, you're 18 years of age, you know right from wrong, right?
Right.
Okay, so you wrap around a newborn inside a trash bag.
Panic. I just turned 18.
Right,
It's not like I've been.
But you know, I mean, if somebody were to wrap you inside a trash can and put a tie on it, and you're not able to move.
Well, the tie was broke. Like I would be able to stick my hand in there.
What do you think would have happened?
What do you mean?
So what do you think would have happened? You never notified law enforcement. You never called for EMS.
I didn't, and I'm still angry.
What exactly? What do you think was gonna happen?
I don't know.
You don't know what would have happened.
Well, I mean, obviously I know, but and I'm in a panic. There's a baby in front of me.
Okay. You never notified your mom?
Never.
No, you never notified anybody?
Nobody.
Okay, so it's not, it's not normal behavior from any reasonable person to do what you did. If I'm,
What do you mean?
It's not.
In a panic when I just turned 18?
Right. It still isn't, though. We're talking about a baby.
Well, I know what you mean, but like, I get what you mean.
As the questioning continued, she kept shifting her account, adding new details and changing others in an attempt to make her actions seem less deliberate. Each version of her story unraveled under scrutiny, revealing a desperate effort to mask the truth about what really happened before that night. Alexis said she was in a panic after giving birth and kept bringing up her age since she didn't know what to do. However, Alexis keeps making up stories. The investigator therefore applies pressure when he questions her about what transpired after she abandoned her newborn.
I drove around, continued to drive around.
Continue to drive around? To do what?
I don't know, just to clear to figure out what to do.
Okay. What else? I mean, where'd you go? Where'd you end up going? Where did you do?
I ended up going to my house.
You ended up going to your house. What did you do after?
When I went to my house, I just sat on my bed and I was trying to figure out what I was supposed to do, or what to do.
At any point, did you make anybody aware of it?
No, I was still in shock.
Okay, nobody found out, nobody knew about it? Okay. Were your parents back home at the time? You were home alone? Okay. Did you seek any medical attention, or no? Did you think about, what could have happened, or what, could end up happening to the baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom said it was in Lubbock. Is it okay?
Okay. They'll be briefing me here as we go, so last I heard the baby's okay. Okay. So, did it ever cross your mind to let anybody know, contact law enforcement, go back?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm still in shock the whole time. When my parents got home, they just didn't tell them I was still in shock. I was just in my room.
You're in your room? Okay. Did you ever leave the home afterwards? Did you go anywhere?
No.
Did you talk to your parents when they got home?
Yeah, eventually, but I didn't say anything.
So your parents had no knowledge?
No knowledge, absolutely not.
And what if I were to tell you that they did have knowledge?
What do you mean?
They told me they did know about it. What would you say then?
How? Because I didn't even know.
Okay. You didn't know, but yesterday you found out?
I mean, what do you mean? Because I feel like we're talking about 2 different things, and it's not going well.
We're talking about a baby that was thrown in the trash like garbage, right? And it's a human being. That's what we're talking about.
My knowledge is when they found out was when the officer showed up at my house.
Okay. So I'm talking about the knowledge of you being pregnant, obviously.
Oh.
Because I know that you knew back when you found out you were pregnant. And it wasn't yesterday. That's what I know.
to God it
Okay,
was.
I don't, like I said, I don't go that route, but I know, and I do my investigation prior to even talking to you and, coming out here and interviewing you. Okay, as I told you, I'm not here to judge you. There's two sides to the story, but if you're going to come and tell me that you found out you were pregnant yesterday, and I know that's a lie,
Well, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Then it changes things, because I don't appreciate that.
Right. I found out I was pregnant yesterday. Okay. Because I heard it. The doctor showed me. I knew back in whenever, but I didn't know. Does that make sense? Like, I was like, oh, it's...
Alexis tells a different tale after lying to the detective about knowing she was pregnant, saying she kinda knew but wasn't positive until the doctor confirmed it. However, after talking about the baby's father, the detective tried to make sense by asking Alexis' state of mind at the time of the crime.
You would be better off without a child because you're too young?
No, Wait, sorry, go backtrack. What do you mean?
I'm trying to reason as far as
what is in my head? Or like what?
I'm trying to reason your actions. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Oh.
Yeah, a reason behind your actions.
I knew I was too young, but I knew I would be able to do, like, I'm about to graduate school. School's not my worry. I have a stable job. Money's not a worry for me. So I would be able to, if the baby's okay, I want it.
Alexis added to the confusion when she told investigators she wanted the baby back if he was okay, but her earlier actions painted a different picture. If she truly cared for her child's safety, she wouldn't have left him in such a life-threatening situation. She even admitted she had a stable job, was close to graduating, and wasn't struggling financially, making it harder to believe this was an act of panic rather than a calculated decision. Ultimately, Alexis was arrested and convicted of attempted first-degree murder and child abuse, receiving a sentence of 16 years in prison, followed by 2 years of parole. Yet, in a surprising twist, she was released from custody while appealing her conviction, a chilling reminder that this is a woman who once discarded her newborn in a dumpster like trash. The Munich massacre stands as one of the darkest moments in sports history. In August 1972, during the Summer Olympics in Munich, members of the Palestinian militant group Black September infiltrated the Olympic Village, targeting the Israeli delegation. What began as a hostage-taking quickly escalated into a horrific standoff, ending with 12 people dead, 11 Israeli athletes and coaches, along with a German police officer. The tragedy sent shockwaves far beyond the games, forever altering the way international sporting events approached security, politics, and global relations. The attack not only claimed innocent lives but also shattered the image of the Olympics as a purely peaceful celebration of athletic unity. In the lead-up to the 1972 Munich Olympics, concerns about safety were raised repeatedly, yet Germany's leaders, determined to shed a lingering image of the 1936 Berlin Games under Nazi rule, pushed for a welcoming, relaxed atmosphere. The event was intended as a global showcase of peace, unity, and modernity. Visible security was kept to a minimum, creating an environment that felt open and friendly, but dangerously unprepared. Reports later revealed how easy it was for outsiders to access athletes' quarters, and when a forensic psychologist warned organizers about 26 possible threats, including the exact scenario that would later unfold, no precautions were taken. Black September, a Palestinian militant group formed after King Hussein of Jordan expelled Palestinian fighters in 1970, saw this vulnerability as an opportunity to make a global statement. On September 5, 1972, at around 4 a.m., 8 armed members slipped into the Olympic Village. Some of them had previously worked there, learning the layout. They scaled the fence with the help of unsuspecting Canadian athletes and headed straight for the Israeli team's apartments. Wrestling referee Yosef Gutfried spotted the masked men and tried to block the door with his body weight, buying precious seconds for some teammates to escape, but others were caught. Moshe Weinberg, a wrestling coach, fought back, knocking one attacker unconscious but was shot dead. Weightlifter Yosef Romano also injured a gunman before being fatally wounded. By the time the raid was over, 9 Israeli athletes and coaches were bound as hostages. Black September demanded the release of over 200 prisoners, including Palestinians held in Israel and allies detained abroad. Israel, holding firm to its policy of not negotiating with terrorists, refused. The German government offered money and even volunteered themselves in exchange, but the captors rejected both offers, warning they would kill all hostages if their demands weren't met. Negotiations dragged on, broadcast live across the world, while German police, lacking a dedicated counter-terrorism unit, scrambled to form a rescue plan. 2 early rescue attempts failed. Preparations were broadcast on television, allowing the hostage takers to watch their every move. Eventually, the captors demanded transport to Cairo, and German officials pretended to agree. The plan was to ambush them at a nearby airbase using snipers, but the operation was fatally flawed. Police assumed there were only 5 attackers instead of 8. The snipers were not properly trained and crucial support teams were blocked from position. When the helicopters carrying the hostages landed at the base, confusion and poor visibility under floodlights turned the standoff into chaos. The first shots killed a German police officer, and in the ensuing crossfire, the gunmen executed all 9 hostages. 5 of the attackers were killed and 3 were captured alive. The failed rescue shocked the world. Germany faced harsh criticism for its lack of preparation and inadequate response.
Do you think the game should continue after yesterday?
I don't want to comment on that. I'm not capable of making such a great decision. There are too many people here, from too many countries.
In the aftermath, countries worldwide began forming specialized counter-terrorism units. Israel retaliated with airstrikes against Black September targets in Lebanon and Syria and launched Operation Wrath of God, a covert mission to track down and kill those responsible for planning or assisting in the massacre. The Munich massacre not only left 12 dead, 11 Israelis and 1 German police officer, but forever changed how international events approached security, turning the Olympics into a symbol not just of unity, but also of vigilance against terrorism. This footage was recorded on July 22, 2025 in Udaipur, Rajasthan, India, and shows a tragic workplace accident involving a 40-year-old truck driver. After unloading his cargo, the man climbed onto the top of his truck to adjust a tarp. As he stood up, his head made contact with a high-voltage power line overhead, triggering a powerful electrical arc that caused him to collapse on the vehicle. The electrocution was fatal. News of the incident quickly spread, drawing the victim's family and dozens of local residents to the scene, where they demanded compensation. Tensions rose, and police along with district officials were called in to manage the crowd and initiate an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the accident. This chilling clip comes from New York City and captures the unsettling moments before a brutal crime. The grainy footage shows a homeless man loitering near the entrance of a building, his attention fixed on a young woman approaching the door. He lingers just long enough to ensure she unlocks it, then slips inside right behind her. What the video doesn't show, but investigators later confirmed, is that he would go on to stab her to death. The quiet, calculated way he shadowed her makes the footage all the more disturbing, serving as a grim reminder how quickly an ordinary moment can turn deadly. At first, it looked like just another DUI crash, a mangled car, a shaken driver, and police ready to make an arrest. But what officers uncovered next would turn a routine traffic stop into the beginning of a nightmare.
You got here before, I don't know if you saw anything, but we pulled up and I just wanted to make sure everything was good, but this dude's like, he's like freaking out in there. He's saying he's gonna die and like asking for the police, like he's like freaking out, either on alcohol, both, whatever, I don't know. So I would just be very...
Get out of here.
I was just letting you guys know, just so you'd be a little bit hesitant when, because he's like kind of, I mean, you could see like he's kind of banging on like his steering wheel, like really like moving back and forth, being really.
Okay. Why don't you get out of here?
We'll get out of here.
Yeah.
So.
Why don't you get out of here?
Okay.
There we go. Thank you. Sounds like the driver's acting pretty erratically. I'm gonna get the witnesses out of here.
Witnesses told police the man behind the wheel was acting strangely, slamming his head against the steering wheel, rocking back and forth, muttering about dying and begging for police to arrive.
What did witnesses say? They said that when they got here, he was acting very erratically and saying how he was going to kill himself, and he wanted the cops to get here so they could kill him, and he was going to die. And then he started banging his head against the car.
Driver, we have medics on the way, and they're going to want to see you and make sure that you're okay from this crash. Can you call out to us so we can start talking and figure out what's going on tonight?
When officers approached, the man stumbled out of the car with his hands raised. His name was 35-year-old Eric Abrams.
Stop right here! Stop! Get on the ground! Stop! Get on the ground! Cross your legs! Cross your ankles to your legs. Yep. Okay, go ahead and bring your feet up to your butt. Bring your feet up to your butt. Just like that. Stay like that. Okay?
At first they thought he was drunk, but then Eric muttered a phrase that sent a chill through everyone on scene. I shot somebody. I shot my mother.
Okay, do not move.
I might be Lisa over here.
Hold, hold, hold. Do not move.
I'll go.
I surrender. I surrender. I won't do anything. I'm sorry.
I just want to make sure you're okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Where are you injured? You crashed pretty hard.
No, I'm not injured.
You don't have any injuries?
Stop,
Okay, we just want to start.
Please arrest me.
Yeah.
Are you arresting me?
Well, right now we're just detaining you so that you're safe and we're safe. Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
I need to die.
What's your name, man?
Can I die?
No. What's your name?
Eric.
Eric what? What's your name, man?
Abrams.
Eric.
I want to die.
Let me roll you on your
Police.
side, okay?
Who's going to die?
Let's block it. Yeah.
You're going to shoot me?
No. Eric.
No. Hi there. No.
What's your last name?
Yes.
How old are you?
It doesn't matter. I'm a
Agent Jesus Christ.
You got ID on Eric? No. It's in the vehicle. Where were you born? 1983.
Hey, Eric, where's your pistol at?
It's in the vehicle. Tried to take it out of my pocket, but I couldn't find it.
Are you good to have medics come actually give this one? Check
Can I come up or?
No, we're good. I'm just gonna leave you right here, and they'll have to
Sorry.
look at you.
I didn't mean to do anything. I shot somebody though.
Hey,
I shot somebody.
Hey, my name is Marcus. I'm with the fire department.
I shot somebody.
Yeah. Hey, I want to make sure you're medically okay.
I'm okay. You don't have to do anything. I shot somebody and I'm a up.
Could you just tell me what your name is?
Can you shoot me? You have to shoot me. What I've done.
I want to make sure you're medically okay.
I'm okay. I just drank the whole bunch. I live in 1. I shot someone there with a 9mm handgun. Need to go there. They need an ambulance.
What's your name, bud?
Eric Abrams, and I need to be shot and killed.
Hey, Eric, what's your birthday?
It doesn't matter.
The person you shot there real quick?
What?
You said somebody shot?
I shot, my mother.
Shot your mother?
Yes, I did.
On West Maplewood?
Yes, I did.
What's the address there? Is that her apartment?
Yes. I want to die. I was going to commit. Should I commit?
Dave, I'm going to go there. Yeah, I'll go with you.
Officers froze. Was he bluffing, delirious, or telling the truth? With sirens racing across the city, a second team was dispatched to the address Eric gave them. What they found inside the apartment confirmed the horror. His mother, Marianne Abrams, lay motionless on the floor, blood pooling beneath her. Spent shell casings scattered around the room told the rest of the story. She had been executed in her own home.
Pistol.
Marianne, police department.
You okay?
Nope. See her?
Yep, she's gone, I think. We're approaching for them. We will need aid to respond, but it'll just be to confirm a DOA. Alright, so I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything here. She's not breathing.
There's shell cases. 1, 2, 3. She's shot in the leg.
Yeah, and it looks, she got blood coming out the mouth like she was shot maybe in the head. Yeah, I'm not seeing her breathing. Okay, let's get out.
Back at the crash site, Eric kept begging officers to end his life. He admitted he'd been drinking, claimed the gun was either in the vehicle or in his pocket, and repeated over and over, "I need to die."
I guess when you're drunk, you can do I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll admit it. I will admit. I'm not going to deny it.
Later in custody, his statements grew even darker. Eric calmly explained that he shot his mother because she had ruined his life by gossiping to others in the community. He claimed thousands of people were gang stalking him. He even admitted that in jail, he planned to attack other inmates, showing he was far from remorseful.
But once I get to the other prisoners, I will attack those people.
Hey, Eric, just so you know, like I told you before, everything's audio and visual recorded, so in this room it's
Yes,
as well
I
as
understand
too, okay?
that. I
So I'm going
already
to get you some
assumed
water,
that.
and my partner's going to stand here with
That
you.
would be rice with water. Once I'm with the other prisoners, I will fight those people. I'm big, as long as I'm bigger than them, that is.
What happened this afternoon or tonight that you decided you're going to shoot your mom over?
I feel like my mother's destroyed my life.
Okay, explain that to me.
That's why I shot her.
Okay, explain that to me. Why do you think your mom's destroyed your life?
She's told other gossip and stuff to other people.
Okay, okay.
So that's why I shot her.
How old are you, bud?
35 years old. I felt like my mother was sabotaging me.
And why do you feel like that?
Because she was talking me to other people in the community.
Like behind your back or
yes,
in front of your face?
Behind my back, yes.
Okay. So tell me about this afternoon, okay? Your mom sabotaged you, and you started drinking, and so then where was this gun at?
I've owned the gun for a few months now.
Okay.
I purchased the gun legally.
And so when you bought these guns 6 months ago, what did you buy them for?
I didn't buy them for this situation, if that's what you're saying.
Just asking.
I bought them because of the situation in the United States.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The economic situation and the COVID-19. I believe I'm being gang stalked by quite a few members of the community.
Okay.
And my mother was not making it any better, so she was telling these people stuff, and that's why I shot her.
Okay. Where's your mom at during this time?
She's in her room sleeping.
Okay.
But then I was listening to music really loud, and she came out and confronted me about that, and I kind of said you to her, and then that's what eventually led to me shooting her.
What did she say? Do you remember?
She was upset and just started yelling at me.
For the music being too loud?
Yes.
And what did you tell her? Off, right?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay. And then what did your mom do after that?
And then eventually I lost it, and I just got my gun.
Where was your gun at?
I have it stored in a case for it, which I bought for it.
Was your mom in her bedroom when you shot her?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay. And so were you guys yelling back and forth? Was she laying in her bed? What was she doing?
We were yelling before that, but I didn't hesitate. I just went instantly in there and shot her. And she was laying on the floor, and I saw blood coming out of her mouth, so I'm pretty sure she was killed instantly.
Investigators later recovered the murder weapon at the residence. A blood test revealed Eric's alcohol content was nearly twice the legal limit. In the end, Eric Abrams was charged with first-degree murder and DUI. He pleaded guilty the same day he was sentenced, receiving 21 years and 6 months in prison, followed by probation. What began as a suspected DUI revealed a man carrying a far darker secret, a secret that ended with a cold-blooded murder of his own mother. Storm de Boule was a 22-year-old Belgian YouTuber whose channel captured the raw, unfiltered beauty of Northern Europe. Unlike most creators, Storm never spoke in his videos. Instead, he let the wind in the trees, the crunch of snow, and the distant calls of wildlife set the scene. Viewers felt as though they were hiking alongside him, immersed in the same silence he cherished. Although he only began uploading videos in August 2024, Storm had been venturing out alone since the age of 19. His adventures were not casual strolls. He once pedaled more than 3,700 miles, over 6,000 kilometers, across Sweden on his bike, surviving entirely on his own. Few doubted his skills in the wilderness, but even the most experienced outdoorsman can be caught off guard when nature suddenly turns unforgiving. That's what happened on the night of October 29, 2024. Storm was wrapping up a long trek through the snowy Yakmak region of Swedish Lapland, famous for its frozen landscapes and aurora-lit skies. He had been walking for days and was now just one day away from his car. With darkness falling, he decided it was safer to set up camp rather than risk continuing in the cold. He carefully mounted snow around his tent as a windbreak before lying down to rest, but nature had other plans. Only a few hours later, an intense blizzard slammed into the region. Winds reached up to 75 miles per hour, 120 kilometers per hour, ripping through the forest with hurricane-like force. Temperatures plummeted to 21 degrees Fahrenheit or -6 Celsius. With wind chill, it felt closer to 0 Fahrenheit, nearly -18 Celsius. Around midnight, Storm recorded a video for a friend showing his tent collapsing under the force of the storm. His voice carried a mix of shock and fear as he said, "Tonight it's gonna get worse. Jesus Christ." Not long after, he phoned his grandmother, downplaying the danger but admitting it was snowing heavily. He promised her he would survive. At 2:36 a.m., the situation grew dire. Storm placed an SOS call to Swedish authorities, reporting injuries, including a broken nose, and pleading for help. Rescue teams scrambled to reach him, but the storm made it impossible. Helicopters couldn't fly in those winds, and heavy snow blocked ground teams. By the time the blizzard subsided at 10 a.m. and rescuers arrived, it was too late. Storm's body was found 2.6 kilometers away from his collapsed tent. The lower half of his body was purple from the cold, and even the blood on his face had frozen solid. Investigators believe he left his tent either after it failed or in a desperate attempt to reach his car, but collapsed along the way. Storm's tragic passing was a devastating reminder that even experts can fall victim to the elements. Yet, as his father once recalled, Storm had told him, "Dad, it took me a long time to know what I wanted, but that's what I want." He lost his life in the wilderness he loved most. Hannah Rose Moody was a 31-year-old YouTuber and influencer from Scottsdale, Arizona. On YouTube, she shared her Christian faith. On Instagram, however, her passion was hiking. She frequently posted photos and reels from trails across the Sonoran Desert, each one showing her love for nature and adventure. Hannah had only moved to Arizona 6 months earlier, but hiking quickly became part of her routine. Several times a week, she set off into the rocky desert terrain. On May 21st, she drove out early to Gateway Trailhead in the McDowell Sonoran Preserve, ready to take on the 7-kilometer loop. It was a moderately challenging hike with steep sections, but nothing she hadn't conquered before. Confident she could finish in under 3 hours, she even made plans to meet friends for lunch afterward. But that lunch never happened. Hannah's friends grew worried when she didn't show up, never texted, and wasn't answering calls. By evening, their worry had become fear. When they stopped by her home around 7:50 p.m., they noticed her car wasn't in the driveway. The house was dark and locked. They contacted police immediately. Her car was soon located still parked at the trailhead, and a search began with helicopters, drones, and search dogs. But after night fell, the effort had to be called off. At sunrise, more searchers joined the hunt. At 12:05 p.m., a helicopter pilot spotted something just 600 years from the trail. It was Hannah's body. She was found face down in the desert, lifeless for hours. Investigators quickly ruled out foul play. There were no injuries from a fall, no signs of an assault, no intoxicants in her system. The only explanation was heat. That day, the desert hit 102 degrees Fahrenheit, or nearly 39 Celsius. Hannah likely succumbed to heat stroke, growing disoriented and wandering from the trail before collapsing. Her videos and posts remain as a bittersweet reminder of her adventurous spirit. What began as an ordinary hike ended in tragedy, showing how unforgiving desert heat can be, even for those who love and respect it. In Scotland's rugged countryside, 33-year-old Finn Kinney was well known as a survivalist. He ran a small school called Wildcat Bushcraft, where he taught kids how to forage, build shelters, and live off the land. He also ran a YouTube channel with the same name, passing his hard-earned wilderness skills to a growing online audience. On March 25, 2022, Finn set out on what should have been a challenging but manageable solo trek. He was dropped off near Loch Naver, intending to hike 45 miles south to the village of Golspie. He planned to film the journey, showcasing bushcraft skills along the way. When he didn't arrive on schedule, his family wasn't alarmed at first. Long trips were part of his lifestyle. but after 3 days with no word, his father reported him missing. Police scoured the countryside, helicopters and ground teams covering miles of rough terrain. Nothing turned up. Months passed without a trace. Finn's story was even featured on Vanished, a British program about unsolved disappearances. Still, no answers came. His father, Mark, refused to give up. For 19 months, he searched on his own. Finally, he found Finn's backpack, half hidden along the banks of Loch Naver. The discovery suggested Finn may have tried to cross the water and drowned. The family reluctantly accepted this theory, believing Finn attempted a shortcut but was overcome by the cold loch. Yet many questioned the idea. Why would a skilled survivalist risk swimming such a treacherous stretch, especially with miles left to travel? Online, theories abound. Some suggest Finn faked his death. Others fear he took his own life. The truth remains a mystery. What is clear is that Finn's knowledge and adventurous spirit left an impression on many who learned from him. His disappearance shows that even experts can vanish in the wilderness they know best. Andrew Cross, 36, from Grand Junction, Colorado, was the creator behind Desert Drifter, a YouTube channel blending history, exploration, and adventure. His videos uncovered everything from ancient stone walls to abandoned spy caves, presented with cinematic quality that quickly earned him a large devoted audience. But in early 2025, uploads stopped. Fans assumed he was taking time to produce his next video. Instead, on February 2nd, his wife Evelyn delivered heartbreaking news. Andrew had been in a devastating car crash. On January 31st, he was driving home after filming at Bears Ears National Monument in Utah. While waiting at a stoplight in Grand Junction, a speeding driver slammed into his car from behind. The impact was so violent, his vehicle flipped, leaving him with catastrophic brain injuries. Andrew was rushed to the hospital and placed on life support. For more than a month, his family clung to hope, but doctors confirmed the damage was irreversible. On March 4th, at 10:50 a.m., his family made the agonizing decision to remove life support. Andrew's fans, stunned by the loss, raised more than $544,000 to support Evelyn and their family. The driver responsible, identified as Ragnar Nicholas Crystal, was later arrested for vehicular homicide and DUI. Andrew's channel may never upload again, but his videos remain a lasting legacy of passion and curiosity. To thousands of viewers, Desert Drifter wasn't just content, it was an invitation to see the world's forgotten corners through Andrew's eyes. By 2015, cruise ships weren't just vacations at sea anymore, they were entire floating cities. Thousands of people packed into a single vessel, eating at buffets, gambling at casinos, swimming in rooftop pools, all while drifting across endless blue water. For most, these trips were nothing but relaxation, but for one couple on the oasis of the seas, their Caribbean anniversary getaway turned into a nightmare. On November 6th, in the early hours of the morning, the massive ship came to an abrupt stop in the middle of the ocean. At first, most passengers were asleep. By sunrise, whispers rippled through the decks. Someone had gone overboard, and there was footage. Security rushed to the scene after spotting a man on camera climbing over his balcony onto the roof of a lifeboat. He appeared to have been in a heated argument before. By the time officers reached him, he was gone, swallowed by the black water below.
Stop yelling! Let them work!
Because of you this happened, because I stepped out the door. Let go until he's on board. Until he's on board, I'm not going anywhere. Let go of me. Let get off me. Get off me. I'm not going anywhere until he's on board.
Watch. He's there! He's there! Stop! Get the life back! Get the life thing! Throw it over! Throw it over!
The mood on board shifted instantly. The carefree energy vanished. People gathered in silence along the railings. searching the waves for any sign of him. Hours passed. Coast Guard vessels arrived, scanning the horizon. Nothing. No body, no clothes, just empty sea. Officials quickly declared it a suicide. That 35-year-old Bernardo Elbes had jumped willingly, but his family fiercely rejected that version. According to their attorney, Elbes and his husband had endured repeated homophobic slurs from crew members. In that final night, the situation escalated into a confrontation. They believed his death wasn't simply a choice, but the outcome of harassment and negligence. Royal Caribbean denied any wrongdoing, insisting staff responded correctly and that Elbes leapt of his own free will. The sheriff's office backed that conclusion, but his family never accepted it. Bernardo's body was never recovered. His story, like so many others lost at sea, remains adrift, unanswered, unsettled, and painfully unresolved. December 2016, 36-year-old Brazilian thrill-seeker Fabio Ezequiel Soares was about to take on what he thought would be the ultimate leap, a 40-meter bungee jump off a railway bridge in Sao Paulo. For years, Fabio had chased adrenaline, skydives, cliff dives, stunts, but this was different. This was supposed to be filmed, shared, remembered. His wife, his 6-year-old son, and his brother were all there, smiling and cheering him on. Fabio had even toyed with the idea of jumping with his son strapped in. Thankfully, he decided against it. When the moment came, he drove headfirst into the void, and then everything went wrong.
Ah, não acredito, gente. O que aconteceu? Vai tomar no c***, cara. Ah, não, gente. O que aconteceu?
The cord tied to his ankle never recoiled. Instead of bouncing, Fabio plummeted all the way down. The professional crew who set up the jump had miscalculated the rope's length. With no resistance to stop him, Fabio hit the ground with catastrophic force, right in front of the people who loved him most. He was rushed to the hospital, but the impact had been instantly fatal. The very footage he recorded, meant to capture triumph, became evidence in the investigation. It showed without doubt that negligence, not fate, killed him. Fabio's life was cut short not by the thrill he craved, but by the fatal error of those entrusted with his safety.
Ah, não acredito, gente. O que aconteceu? Vai tomar no c***, cara. Ah, não, gente. O que aconteceu?
It was supposed to be just another evening of thrills at a Chinese amusement park. Teenagers lined up for a ride called Travel Through Space, a spinning attraction that hurled its riders upside down through the air. For a few moments, it was laughter, screams, and joy. But then, tragedy. A 13-year-old girl named Guanjin slipped from her seat mid-rotation. As the ride swung her upside down, her restraints failed. She was flung into the air and slammed against the steel railings below. Witnesses screamed. Phones recorded the horrifying scene. The ride had supposedly two safety measures, a seat belt and an overhead bar. Both failed. Investigators later confirmed the belt snapped, and the safety bar left a 7-inch gap wide enough for a child to slide through. Worse still, inspection records showed the ride hadn't been properly updated or checked in years. Within 48 hours, officials shut down the park and ordered urgent nationwide safety inspections. Guan's grieving parents received financial compensation, but to many, the amount felt insultingly small compared to the loss of their only child. Online outrage was swift, demanding accountability for a tragedy that should never have been possible. In broad daylight outside a church, 2 teenagers were gunned down by a gang member. The victims were just 16 and 18 years old. What followed was chaos, desperation, and a trail of evidence that would eventually expose the shooter's identity. This is the body cam footage from that day and the investigation that unfolded. When officers arrived, they found Gavin, just 16 years old, already deceased. His friend Daniel was critically wounded. Both had been shot multiple times in front of horrified witnesses. The shooter fled in his pickup truck, leaving behind bullet holes in the church wall, tire marks, and a red bag dropped in the street.
Here, hang on. Let's pull this up. Where's the VIN?
Oh man, I don't even fucking know, fool. I just feel shit, man. Is that a shit, man? Did you blow my balls or something?
I can't find it, man. There's an entry wound right there.
Do we have any suspect vehicles?
Really bad?
Oh no, it's right here in the penis.
Negative, I don't believe anybody saw anything.
Please don't fucking make me lose my balls, man.
So you guys were just driving by?
We lived on the block. We were leaving our home and we're about to get in the truck to go to work early, and we heard like 6 or 7 shots. And then we came this way, and if the kid, if he didn't stick his hand out, I wouldn't have seen him.
So what do you mean sticking his hand out?
He stuck his hand out like this.
Like, okay, waving you down?
Yeah, and then we stopped right there and backed up, and then he started calling.
All right, man. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to pull your shorts down now.
All right, go ahead, man.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you ready?
Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Okay.
The code 116.
Do you see an exit?
Is that a bad, homie? You gotta fucking tell me, man.
Negative. Let's roll him on the side. See if there's a exit wound. There is right here. Okay. On this left, right.
Okay, and then you guys called?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a cigarette, there's this bag. Hey, we have a shooting. We have one down, possibly DOA right now, working on him. And one shot in the groin. It sounded like the echoing, it could have been coming from back that way.
Okay.
So
it looks like, yeah, the footprints come this way through the stuff, at least my impression of where we're at.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Yeah. Do you have a pulse? Okay, let's try at least compression.
1, 2, 3.
As officers canvassed nearby houses, one young man, Lewis, stood out. He claimed he was in the shower and didn't know what happened, but his story quickly started to unravel. Detectives grew suspicious. The DVR system had been tampered with, wires yanked out, witnesses gave inconsistent answers, and it became clear Lewis wasn't telling the whole truth.
Sounds like 2 pickups pulled up, a white one and a blue one. Okay. They were right in here, so he says there's no one else inside, but they got good cameras. Can you start working on getting the video footage from him?
They're not involved?
No, well, we don't know.
Did you see what happened?
I don't know. I was taking a shower because, I just got a haircut.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just heard that shit. I was like, what the fuck? I seen these 2 little guys running that way.
Okay. What'd you hear or see? Or...
Oh, I just heard the gunshots.
How many?
I don't know, man.
You're not sure how many?
No.
Okay. Did you see anyone over here in your yard or anything like that?
No.
As far as your cameras, did they work?
No, they don't. We just set them up. Wires got messed up from the wind and shit. My brother moved out, so he took the system with him. I don't know.
So there's no system in there?
No, like,
okay.
It's just wired ran to his room.
Yeah. Do you mind if we just check to verify that?
Officer, well...
Oh, hold on. We'll go in there. Okay, because we don't know. We just had big old So what's your first name?
Luis.
Luis? Okay, that's right.
So why don't you wait right over here?
Where's your brother's room where the system was at before?
Straight to the right.
Okay.
Moses Lake Police Department, if you're in the home, get out now.
We probably won't open that door till a little bit.
I apologize. What was your name, sir?
Luis.
Luis. I'm Adam. Nice to meet you. I'm a detective with the police department. You said that nobody else is in here with you?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, did you hear anything out here?
No, I was in the shower, man.
You were in the shower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Showering, just got back from my haircut.
Okay. Where's the camera system you said?
It was in the room.
Which room?
No, right.
To the right. This one right here?
No, behind.
Left.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And is it easy to find?
No. Well, it's gone.
So there's no system left here?
It's just wires.
Just wires?
From what I know, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they've been bringing shit back, so.
Gotta work. Okay, we just had a shooting here nearby. So I understand that you have a recorded video surveillance here? It doesn't, your video surveillance doesn't work? No? Why not, man? We need to know. Okay.
Did you see a DVR in there?
Yeah.
There is one?
Yeah. Supposedly brother moved out and took it with him. The cameras don't work.
Okay.
Dad was saying they do work earlier.
Okay. Do you want to take him to the station and you and Adam start interviewing him?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be critical. I'll start processing the scene. We've got at least 8 cases here.
Okay.
And that's what witnesses heard, 7 to 8.
Did they come to your house looking for a confrontation?
They were just walking by, man.
Okay.
Literally. I had nothing to do with it.
came out, boom. That's what I seen. What was what with the red bag? I seen the red bag on the floor on the ground. That's all I seen. Okay. When we review the recorded video surveillance, it's not going to show you out here whatsoever engaging with these people. It'll show whatever. Okay. That's it. Took a shower and that was it. Yeah, that's my statement, man. I don't want to say anything else. You're just trying to finesse me. No, I'm not, man. I'm just trying to. Yeah, you are. What do you mean? No, I'm saying is you're in the shower for 20 minutes, and then what happened then? Did you hear gunshots? Yeah, I told you at my house I heard gunshots. I look at the window, red bag right there. Okay. Alright? You guys told to my house, questioning me like, what the you know? We're just engaging general conversation with you. That's all. Now you guys, every single one of you asked me the same question, like, damn. Then I feel weird like that. Okay. I'm not used to being around you motherfuckers. Okay.
Eventually, investigators recovered the actual surveillance footage. It showed the confrontation that led up to the shooting. The video revealed an argument between Gavin, Daniel, and the shooter, 26-year-old Daniel Serrano. But the most damning evidence came later, when Daniel, the surviving victim, agreed to talk. According to Daniel, Serrano confronted them, asking, "What are you bang?" A direct challenge about gang affiliation. Both boys answered honestly. Seconds later, Serrano opened fire. Gavin was mortally wounded. Daniel shot in the groin.
And on our way back over there to where he was staying, we walked through this dirt road in front of the house, and that's when that happened. Guy just started walking forward, told us what we were affiliated with. We just, what we do, we just said what we were part of. And, which is? I like to leave that off the picture, if that's okay. And, and that's when he just shot right away. He shot me in the penis. And I don't know how many times he got my friend. I just heard, "What do you bang, fool?" We just said what we said, and then he just shot at us.
When he said, "What do you bang?" did you answer, or did Gavin answer, or did both of you answer?
We both.
But were you still in the road when you realized that you were?
Yeah, we were on the road, and then when I finally realized that I got shot, that's when I started screaming, and they started telling me, bad words saying he shot me, and that's when I seen him pull out the driveway, and that's when I thought he was going to shoot again. So I went and grabbed my friend, and I tried to shield him, and he just left, I guess.
While Lewis had tried to cover up for the shooter, Serrano was eventually tracked down. Surrounded by officers at his home, he had no way out.
1-2. I got 40.
Daniel Serrano Sosa, you're under arrest. Come outside.
Hey, if he comes out, you're lethal, less lethal. Serrano, come to us. Come to us.
There's no escape out here.
Yep.
Daniel Serrano Sosa, you're under arrest. This is the police department.
One window. One to the room. Receive.
Daniel, you need to come out to me. Keep your hands up. Stop. Stop there. Stop there. Turn around. Put your hands on top of your head. Interlace your fingers. Walk back to the sound of my voice. Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep moving. You're fine. Keep moving. Keep moving. Walking. Keep walking.
Okay. Get to your knees. Drop your knees.
You have the right to remain silent and right to an attorney.
Okay.
Okay.
134.
Just sit your bum right there, okay? Just hang tight for a second, okay?
Well, right now you have an arrest warrant for murder 1 and assault 1. So that's what you're in arrest for, okay?
We just did that. We just want to get your side of the story and what transpired. Appreciate you being decent and honest with us, okay?
Yep.
And thanks for coming out, first off.
Yeah, honestly,
we're not here to scare your grandpa.
I literally just got out of the shower.
But you understand why we're here, right? Yeah. You understand why we have...
Yeah.
Okay, you get that? Yeah, okay.
And we'd like to transition your family back into the house as quick as possible.
Serrano was arrested without incident and charged with second-degree murder and first-degree assault. In a later interview, he admitted discarding his jersey and fleeing the scene, but refused to reveal where he dumped the gun.
Yeah. Reaching in for his backpack and that was it. I wasn't gonna let him shoot me. Just like you guys, if you see me reaching into my waistband, you guys would have shot at me right away.
Hey, would you be willing to take us where you dumped your shit? If you're being honest, I mean, if you really dumped it, would you be willing to take us in an unmarked car? No? Okay. I'm just asking that. That's all. So we're just gonna get a warrant for the residents. Yeah, it's easier and clearer that way.
In court, Serrano pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 15 years in prison for murder and 10 years for assault with a firearm. But for Gavin's family, the sentence could never bring back their son. Gang violence continues to claim young lives in the area. Just this year, a 14-year-old was killed in another drive-by shooting. May 6, 2021, what began as a simple traffic stop in Casper, Wyoming at around 4 a.m. turned into a deadly confrontation. Officers Bigelow and Linkowski pulled over a car for a suspected license plate violation. Inside were two men, the driver and 42-year-old passenger Thomas Joseph Robber, a local with a history of arrests. At first, everything seemed routine. The driver answered questions calmly, but Robber gave inconsistent details and even lied about his name. Officers asked him to step out of the vehicle. That's when his demeanor changed. He refused, grew tense, and within moments, made a choice that escalated everything.
How's it going, guys? Hey, he's coming up on that side. He'll talk to you. Still awake or getting ready for bed?
What's up?
Still awake or getting ready for bed?
What do you mean?
Like you just wake up and you're going to work, or you've been up all night?
No, we actually just got off the bike. We've been working on this bike.
Oh, okay. Nice. What are you working on?
It's just a little mini bike back there, actually.
Is it? Did you get it running or what? That's cool. Whose vehicle is this?
It's
Yours? Is it registered to you or somebody else?
mine and my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. What's her name?
Bridget.
Bridget? Okay. Hey, what's your name again, man? Sean?
Sean.
Can I talk to you real quick? Can you hop out for me real fast?
I'm not answering questions. I'd like.
That's fine. I'd just like you to hop out real quick for me.
I'd like your sergeant.
Okay, I'm still asking you to hop out of the car though, Sean. Hey, so listen to me. Don't drive off. Don't drive off. Hey.
Robber suddenly slid into the driver's seat. As Officer Bigelow leaned in to prevent him from fleeing, the car lurched forward onto the highway. To avoid being dragged, Bigelow pulled his own body inside. Now trapped in a moving car with a desperate man behind the wheel, the officer shouted commands to stop. Robber ignored him, accelerating toward oncoming lanes. Then Robber reached into a backpack and pulled out a silver object shaped like a pistol grip. In the chaos, Bigelow believed he was about to be shot. It was actually a butane lighter, but by then it was too late. Bigelow fired 4 rounds, halting the car.
Don't drive. Hey, what are you doing, man? Pull him back there. He's driving. Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. I will. Show me your hands right now. Put your hands up. Don't you do it. Don't you. If you drive away with me, I will kill you. Hey, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you. Or I will shoot you. Stop. Stop the car. I'm gonna shoot you right now. Last chance. I'm gonna shoot you. Shoot me. I'm gonna shoot you.
Shoot me then.
What are you doing?
I'm going.
Stop the car. Go! Stop reaching! Stop reaching! Stop reaching! 329 shots fired! 329 shots fired! Show me your head! Show me your head!
Sit here on the ground. 348 sent us back.
I just want to get ran over.
Hey!
348 expedite. 25.
Where's traffic? I'm ready to traffic 111. I'll have it.
Robber was rushed to the hospital but didn't survive. Investigators later ruled the shooting justified, stating Robber's actions created an immediate threat to the officer and the public.
I waited so long, man. I begged him to stop the car. He wouldn't stop. I was in it. I finally was like, he's going with me. He kept reaching. He kept digging. He wouldn't let me put it in park. I was telling him, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you. He came around the corner like 40 miles an hour. I finally got it slammed in the park and the car started skidding. And then he lunged into the back, he started reaching, he grabbed something. I don't know what it was he grabbed. I couldn't see his hand. He reached over to the other side. I told him I'm gonna shoot you, and finally, I think I shot him like 3 or 4 times.
Still, criticism arose, noting this wasn't Bigelow's first deadly encounter. To many, it was another reminder of how desperation, deception, and one wrong decision can turn a routine traffic stop into tragedy. August 7th, 2016, at Schlitterbrain Water Park in Kansas City, Kansas. Families lined up for what was marketed as the ride of a lifetime. Verrückt, the tallest water slide in the world, towering 168 feet, taller than even Niagara Falls. It was nicknamed Insane for good reason. But that morning, the record-breaking slide would become the scene of an unthinkable tragedy. Among the guests was 10-year-old Caleb Schwab, the son of Kansas State Representative Scott Schwab. He boarded the raft with 2 women he had just met, as the ride required 3 riders for balance. As the raft plummeted down its nearly vertical drop, it gained too much speed. On the second hill, the raft went airborne. Caleb was thrown from his seat and struck a metal support bar attached to the overhead safety net. The impact was fatal. He was decapitated instantly. The 2 women survived but were left with broken bones and severe injuries. The investigation revealed disturbing truths. Verrückt had been designed in a rush, built in just 36 days without certified engineering oversight, all to meet a television deadline. Even before its public opening, tests showed rafts going airborne. 13 people had already been injured on the slide. Safety warnings were ignored. Internal emails later revealed a culture of negligence. Ride operators hid incidents. Deadlines were prioritized over safety, and the braking system had failed multiple times, including just 10 days before Caleb's death. In 2017, Caleb's family reached a $20 million settlement. The following year, prosecutors charged the designers and park operators with murder and reckless endangerment. But in 2019, a judge dismissed the case, ruling that prosecutors had relied on misleading evidence, including dramatized TV footage. The decision sparked outrage. Many believe the people responsible had escaped accountability. The slide was demolished in late 2018. Today, the site is being redeveloped, but Caleb's death was no accident. It was the result of greed, ignored warnings, and reckless decisions. His father later said the thing he missed most was simple: giving his son a hug. One child lost, not because of chance, but because the adults failed to protect him. July 17, 2007, TAM Airlines Flight 3054 departed Porto Alegre, bound for Sao Paulo's Congonhas Airport, one of Brazil's busiest and most notoriously difficult airports. The Airbus A320 carried 181 passengers and 6 crew, but one detail set this flight apart. Its right engine's thrust reverser was deactivated, legal but adding risk in an airport known for short-range slick runways. That evening, weather worsened. Heavy rain drenched the already slippery tarmac. At 6:48 p.m., Flight 3054 touched down at 142 knots. Immediately, something was wrong. The flight data recorder revealed the left thrust lever was pulled correctly into reverse, but the right remained at climb power, one engine braking, the other accelerating. The plane surged down the runway uncontrollably. Auto brakes never engaged. Ground spoilers never deployed. The A320 tore across the tarmac, veered left, careened off the runway, crossed a busy highway, and slammed into TAM's own cargo building beside a Shell gas station. The resulting explosion consumed everything in a fireball that burned for hours. All 187 on board and 12 on the ground were killed instantly. 199 lives lost in Brazil's deadliest aviation disaster. Investigators ruled pilot error as the primary cause, but the blame didn't end there. Critics highlighted Kungona's poor infrastructure, a slippery runway with no grooves, and inadequate overrun zones. Others questioned TAM's decision to operate with a disabled reverser in such conditions. In 2011, executives faced criminal charges, but by 2015, all were acquitted. Lawsuits against Airbus also went nowhere. In the end, experts agreed it was not one single failure, but a chain. Poor weather, risky airport design, a deactivated system, and one fatal mistake in the cockpit. Together, they produced catastrophe. The runway was rebuilt. Safety rules were revised, but for the families of the 199 victims, no legal ruling or policy change could undo what was lost, a flight that never made it home. Since the 1960s, the Reno air races had been an American spectacle. Vintage World War II planes screaming just feet above the desert floor, cheered on by thousands. But on September 16, 2011, that spectacle turned into one of the deadliest airshow disasters in U.S. history. Veteran pilot Jimmy Leeward, 74 years old, was at the controls of a modified P-51D Mustang known as the Galloping Ghost. That afternoon, he was pushing 500 miles per hour, locked in competition with the leaders. From the ground, the silver warbird looked flawless, sleek, fast, and under control. Within seconds, it all unraveled.
Couple, you can really tell they're moving. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Oh my God. We gotta get out of here. Get out of here. Oh my God.
Spectators gasped as the plane suddenly pitched upward, rolled, and then nosedived straight into the tarmac in front of the grandstands. There was no fireball, just twisted metal folding in on itself as silence spread across the crowd. Leeward died instantly, along with 10 people on the ground. 69 more were injured, many critically. The investigation by the NTSB revealed chilling details. The Galloping Ghost had been heavily modified for speed, but those changes came with a cost. The elevator trim tab system, a critical piece of pitch control, was already weakened. Its lock nut inserts had loosened over time, leading to aerodynamic flutter, violent vibrations at high speeds. During the race, the stress overwhelmed the system. The left trim tab linkage failed, rendering the plane uncontrollable. The very modifications that made the Mustang competitive had doubled the stress on an already compromised part. In the end, it wasn't just pilot error, nor was it simple bad luck. It was a result of pushing an aging machine past its limits without fully understanding the risks. On that hot Nevada afternoon, cheers turned to screams, and the roars of engines gave way to silence and sirens. A tragedy that should have never happened, born of human ambition colliding with mechanical limits. It was October 2, 2023, early in the morning, a little after 4 a.m., on a calm Brooklyn street. A young couple on their way home from a Long Island wedding waited at a bus station close to Malcolm X Boulevard. They were worn out, still in their formal attire, and probably just wanted to sleep. However, what followed would fundamentally alter both New York City and the neighborhoods that Ryan Carson fought for his entire life. It is recommended that viewers exercise caution. You're going to witness something extremely unsettling.
I'm so sorry. Are you Go watch him. Go watch him. I'm so Look.
Ryan Carson was just 32 years old, a social justice activist, a builder of communities, and a man known for his relentless compassion. On that October night, he was sitting on a bench beside his girlfriend in Brooklyn. The streets were quiet. Surveillance footage shows a man walking past. Nothing unusual, no confrontation. But within moments, the ordinary shifted into horror. The stranger lashed out, kicking a nearby scooter before turning back toward the couple. His words were sharp. "What are you looking at?" Ryan did what so many would hope to do in that moment. He tried to de-escalate. Calm voice, careful steps back, but the man's rage was already spilling over. In seconds, he lunged. A knife flashed in the dark. Ryan was struck again and again in the chest before collapsing onto the pavement. The attacker turned the blade toward Ryan's girlfriend, terrifying her, then vanished into the night. Paramedics rushed Ryan to Kings County Hospital, but the wounds were too severe. Shortly after arrival, he was pronounced dead. Days later, police identified the suspect as 18-year-old Brian Dowling, who was taken into custody. But for Ryan's loved ones, the arrest could never undo the loss, because Ryan Carson was not just another New Yorker. He was a fighter, a dreamer, a voice that carried far beyond himself. For more than a decade, he championed social and environmental justice. He worked with the New York Public Interest Research Group, and he founded NODNY, an organization dedicated to ending the overdose crisis. His advocacy wasn't symbolic. Once, he walked 150 miles across New York State to raise awareness. Friends called him relentless, creative, and kind. Senator Chuck Schumer described him as an extraordinary activist. Assemblymember Emily Gallagher recalled how she had been planning to celebrate his birthday, only to stand at his funeral instead. In his final hours, Ryan was celebrating love. His life's work was about protecting others, lifting voices, and fighting for dignity. His death is a brutal reminder how fragile life can be, even for those who dedicate theirs to justice. Ryan Carson's story does not end in that moment of violence. It continues in the movements he built, in the voices he inspired, and in the people who carry his fight forward. At the Paradise Bali Gym, a place normally filled with positivity, personal records, and post-workout smoothies, silence fell on July 15, 2023. That morning, Justin Vicky, a respected fitness coach, bodybuilder, and online motivator, stepped under the bar for a back squat loaded with 210 kilograms, about 462 pounds. Justin wasn't a novice. He was known for his perfect form, humble attitude, and relentless discipline. But on this day, things went wrong. As he lowered into the squat, his legs gave way. The barbell pitched forward, and in a split second, it came crashing down onto the back of his neck. His spotter couldn't catch the weight in time. The impact fractured his neck and damaged vital nerves. Despite surgery and desperate efforts at the hospital, Justin died the following day. He was just 33. Tributes poured in across the fitness world, remembering him as both an inspiration and a friend. Yet his death sparked difficult questions. Why weren't safety bars in place? Why only one spotter? And why didn't he bail sooner? The tragedy became a haunting reminder that in the gym, even for the strongest among us, gravity always wins. On February 10, 2023, South Africa lost one of its brightest stars. Kieran Jared Forbes, better known as AKA, was a 35-year-old rapper and producer celebrated as one of the country's most successful hip-hop artists. That night, he was in Durban, promoting his new album and celebrating his birthday with friends. AKA visited a popular restaurant called Wish on Florida Road, sharing updates with fans on social media throughout the evening. But as he stepped outside just before heading to a nightclub performance, tragedy struck. Surveillance cameras captured the chilling moment. Two gunmen emerged from the crowd and opened fire. AKA was shot at point-blank range in the head. His close friend and manager, Tebelo Tibbs Motson, was also killed. The assassins vanished as quickly as they appeared, leaving chaos in their wake. Within weeks, police discovered the getaway vehicle and began piecing together the plot. By 2024, multiple suspects had been arrested, including alleged shooters, organizers, and financiers of the hit. For fans, the loss was devastating. AKA had defined a generation of South African music, blending local sounds with global hip-hop and inspiring countless young artists. His murder remains under investigation, but the legacy of his music endures. The question of who ordered his killing and why still lingers, a haunting reminder how fragile even the brightest careers can be. On July 22, 2025, tragedy struck in Brescia, northern Italy, when an ultralight aircraft plummeted onto a busy highway. Surveillance footage captured the plane nosediving into the asphalt before erupting into fireball, igniting two nearby cars and scattering debris across multiple lanes. Both people aboard the aircraft were killed instantly. Two motorists were also injured in the chaos, though their wounds were not considered life-threatening. Authorities quickly cordoned off the area and launched an investigation into what caused the crash. Early speculation points to either mechanical failure or pilot error, but as of this recording, no official findings have been made public. When encountering clear signs of child abuse in public, people respond in very different ways. Some choose to ignore it, not wanting to interfere in another family's affairs, while others feel compelled to step in, often finding creative ways to help without escalating the situation. On New Year's Day 2021, fate put Orlando, Florida waitress Flavian Carvalho in exactly that position. She wasn't even supposed to be working that day, but stepped in after a coworker called in sick. The shift had been busy but uneventful, until late in the day when only a few tables remained occupied. One of those tables held a family of four, two adults, an 11-year-old boy, and a 4-year-old girl. Although she wasn't serving them, Flavian noticed troubling details while passing by. Acting quickly but discreetly, she scribbled a small sign with a message asking the boy if he was okay and if he needed help, holding it in a way that only he could see.
Police 911, this is Fahad on a recorded line. What's the address of your emergency?
It's 4550 South Kirkman Road.
4550 South Kirkman Road? Alright, do you need the police or the paramedics there?
I don't know. I need you. I don't know what to do. I'm a manager of a restaurant, and we have some customers here with two kids. One of the kids is with a lot of bruises on his arms and on his face.
Okay.
And the parent is not done giving food for him, but is giving to the another kids that are with them. And the one is so quiet, and I asked him on a paper if he needs help. He turned his head saying that no, but he keep looking at me, and I write in another paper if he needs help again, and he make me a sign that yes. he needs help. So I don't know what to do.
Okay, so are they at the restaurant right now?
Yes.
Okay, what's the name of the place?
It's Mrs. Potato Restaurant.
Mrs. Potato Restaurant?
Mrs. Potato, uh-huh.
All right, and the family that's there, is it, how old is the child, first of all? How old does he look to you?
About 8 years old. It's a couple with 2 kids, a little girl and the boy. The boy is the one that our parents is in trouble. I'm super concerned and I don't know what to do. Can you give me some advice what I can?
Well, I can send the police over there. You're just gonna. The only thing is they have to be there. The police has to be able to see them when they get there, so they can talk to the child. It's the only thing we can say. What's your name?
My name is Flaviane.
Okay, and what's a good phone number to reach you?
407. Qual que é o telefone daqui? 290. Just a second. 407. Just a second. I need to confirm. I'm so nervous right now. Okay. They are about to leave in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, hold on.
Mas o povo já está fechado. Não, mas aqui fora. Não. Localiza. Quem está perto.
All right, Fabiani, I'm going to go ahead and send the police over to you. We're asking everybody that's meeting with the officers if you've had the flu, any flu-like symptoms or had contact with somebody that has recently?
No.
Okay. Also, how many people did you say were there in total again? I'm sorry?
It's a family of 4. 2 kids and 2 adults.
Okay. And the other kids are being treated fairly from what it looks like?
I'm sorry?
The other kids look like they're being treated fairly?
No, just the boy. It's with bruises and he's not eating. The others are eating. And when we get their orders, we ask what the boy is going to eat. And the father, the man said, no, he's not going to eat anything. He's going to have his dinner at home. And the 3 is eating, and the boy eats separate from them, and they give anything to him.
Okay. All right. Well, just keep an eye on them. Of course, you can't stop them from leaving or anything, but I will let the police will come out there as soon as possible. Just call us back if anything changes before they leave. Just to confirm, also, do you see any weapons on anybody?
No.
Okay. Did you ever see him being assaulted in any way or anything like that, or no?
No.
Okay, got it. All right, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
When police arrived, they separated the boy from the adults and questioned them individually. Both Timothy Wilson II and his wife, Kristen Swan, were arrested on the spot. Wilson now faces multiple counts of child abuse. Though no trial has taken place as of this recording, investigators soon learned this wasn't the first time Wilson had been accused of such behavior. After his arrest, police spoke with his ex-wife, Amanda Powell, who described their marriage as volatile and claimed she ended it after just 1 year due to alleged physical abuse toward her 2 sons from a previous relationship. Reports also suggest Wilson may have been abusive toward Powell herself. As for the 4-year-old girl, who was also present at the restaurant, police noted she showed no visible signs of abuse and did not disclose being harmed. Authorities believe this may be because she is Wilson's biological daughter, and his alleged violence appears to have been directed only at stepchildren. The boy's biological father, Keith Lewis, stated he had been kept out of his son's life for 6 years due to a turbulent relationship with Swan. Following the incident, Lewis is pursuing full custody, a case that is still ongoing. Thanks for watching. Stay vigilant, friends.